Good evening and welcome to Omnibroslive. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, and today I am joined with A Week in Geekdom's Geo. Geo, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jess. Hi, everybody tuning in. The chat is super lively. I just looked, and there's a ton of people. That's always great. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm doing great. Ready to talk about comics to start off another excellent week.
Yes, and I'm going to be eating ice cream throughout the show because
Yum.
I got some.
Yeah.
And the flavor is vanilla caramel fudge, and it is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, I'm lapsing on my diet.
It's okay. Little, treat yourself. It's a cheat day.
Right. And here's Gabe Matrix. What up, dude?
Yo, what up, people?
Hey, you feeling better?
I feel much better. I can actually talk now.
Yay.
Good for you guys.
You spoke yourself hoarse?
I think I just got sick and I lost my voice.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think, doing those 2-hour live sales at the store on Instagram didn't help much either.
No. So this would probably be a good time for me to talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add another 2% to that. There's always an Omnibuslive discount code every quarter. If you order $50 or more worth of books from the United States, you get free shipping, fabulous packaging, fabulous customer service. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yes. I approve.
Of what?
InStockTrades.com. They're the best.
There's nobody out there who wouldn't approve of InStockTrades.com.
Right.
Don't be a sucker and pay full price for your Omnibus collected editions. We have in-stock trades to back us up.
Also, holy crap, the chat is wild tonight.
Are they really?
It's all over the place. I'm not even going to talk about it, but wow.
Jess, what are you eating, Jess? You got some ice cream going on or what?
I do, yeah. For some reason, I just decided to go off the reservation and go off my diet and have vanilla caramel fudge. I don't know. I just had a craving and I couldn't deal with it.
Somebody tell Jess you can't say that anymore.
Say what?
What? Going off the reservation.
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
I read Scalped. That's a messed up book. I love that book. I read that in singles. God, is that that's underappreciated. I don't think enough people. Jason Aaron gets a lot of talk and a lot of spotlight for Thor, but nope, his best work was Scalped. He's going to have a hard time topping Scalped. That's a must own.
I own it, but I've never finished the series. I've only read like 2 books.
Oh man, you haven't gotten into even the juicy part of it yet.
Yeah.
Wait till you meet Shunka and Diesel and Hamung gangsters.
Here's the untimely Omar.
What's up?
It's all good, Jeff. I went off my diet yesterday. I got some comfort food and got ice cream. And
nice. That makes you feel better. These Mac Haven Comics are all-star chat.
Super chat.
Good evening, OmniBros. $2. Nice.
I'm dying.
Thank you, Mac Haven.
You're the best.
Thank you, Mac Haven.
Oh, sorry, I was dying, but yeah, thank you, Mac Haven. Perrier going down the wrong pipe, not a good experience. Oh God,
You go up your nose.
Oh,
What do you got, Gabe?
Perrier.
No, why do you sound like death?
Oh, because I don't know. I lost my voice yesterday. I think I might have had a little bit of laryngitis, chest congestion, AIDS, something. My AIDS is flaring up.
Okay.
Wow, we're offending everybody tonight.
Everybody
I love Mondays.
already.
Oh my
It's
god.
8:05.
I love being
know.
able to break Geo every Monday.
Oh boy.
If we ever hung out in person, man, I would kill you. You wouldn't be able to survive.
Probably.
Hey, Gio, what are those hardcovers to the right of Berserk behind you?
To the
They look like hardcovers. They may not be.
That's Beastars.
That's Beastars.
Wow, Gabe could tell that's Beastars. Okay,
Yeah.
they the signature series from Viz. Is that why they're so big?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
2, 3, and 4. That's all it's out.
I know, and I don't mean this in a bad way, because Omar or because Geo points them out all the time, which is a great thing. And I just made a big manga order for the store, and I added Beastars to that mix.
I'm so proud of you.
And Slam Dunk, just because I googled best-selling mangas, and that one popped up.
Isn't that the one Ryley loves?
That's one of the best manga of all time, in my opinion.
It's the guy that did Vagabond, except it's dudes playing basketball instead of killing each other with swords.
Yeah.
Boring.
I bet if there was swords involved, it'd be a lot more interesting. It's like my philosophy about ninjas, how ninjas will make everything better.
Yeah.
Like NASCAR would be badass if it was ninjas driving the cars, like throwing ninja stars at each other and hitting each other with like nunchucks.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
yeah.
Well,
Seriously, just mix anything up and put ninjas in there, 1,000 times better.
ninjas make
Male
everything better.
strippers, but as ninjas, amazing.
Nice.
So, Jess, what are we talking about today? What's going on?
Well, I thought it might be an interesting idea if we, instead of doing hauls and reads, I've been interested in getting Gabe's take and your guys' take on the state of the comic book market. Is because I've noticed recently there's always been variants since I've rejoined comic booking heavily back in 2008. There have always been some variants, but now there seems to be a really heavy concentration on variants. They're really emphasized, and there's all kinds, 1 in 10, 1 in 15, 1 in 200, and Gabe at one point said that variants are keeping the industry alive. And I also noticed, along with all the variants, there's an awful lot of speculation, it sounds like to me, on first character appearances in these modern comics. And by modern, I mean like things being released right now, this week, last week. Like Lois Lane 8 has, who is it? Half-Life, Poison Oak, Voice of Death. I forget.
Kiss of Death?
Kiss of Death.
There you go.
Yeah, thank
Something
you.
like that.
So, I just wondered if are we looking at another 90s speculation market? Is it too frothy? Are we reliant too much on variants? Are there too many people speculating on these appearances of people who may or may not be important later on down the line? Are we setting ourselves up for another 90s collapse, or is the industry healthy enough that this is just a tiny part of it, and otherwise, it's okay for people to go buy 10 copies of Lois Lane 8 because everything else is selling well? I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it out there and ask you guys.
I think it's interesting. I think that's a lot to unpack, and I think we are the people to do that. So let's kind of take it one bullet point at a time. I guess there was a lot there.
We got a super chat. There we go.
From Bobby Hill.
Yeah. Hey, I'm
Bobby
Hill. The boy's not right.
Actually,
Omar, will Zdarsky's Daredevil be collecting an OHC?
I don't know you. You got my purse.
There was a question. There was a question for you in there too. I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe. Probably it'll be a complete collection before he gets an OHC. or I'm sorry, trade paperbacks, and then they'll see. I haven't seen any of the OHCs. I know there are some for the fourth quarter. A lot of people have been asking me, is Spider-Man going to get an OHC? And I really don't know right now. As soon as I get them, I'll let you all know. But we don't even have like a Charles Soule like complete collections out yet. And I'd like to have that in Omni format. Although, no, I think his run had enough for Omni format. So
I think we're on a little bit of a shaky ground when it comes down, because before we used to be guaranteed that almost everything was going to be put up into a oversized hardcover. And I think these days, especially DC, but even with Marvel, they're playing it a little bit more safe. And that's why we probably haven't gotten like the Charles Soule run yet in a hardcover format.
it was, I think, for the last, it's weird, for like the last decade, Marvel has been really testing the waters with what sells or what format to start putting them out. Like I remember Ultimate Spider-Man, like it was ridiculous how fast those hardcovers would come out after the trade paperbacks. Like you were guaranteed a hardcover right after the second trade, right? Like all the even numbers. But I don't know. They don't. That's one thing that they don't talk to me about is sales, like because they can't disclose that, right? They can't disclose numbers. They can't tell me how many copies of so-and-so book was printed and how many sold. All I see is the same thing everybody else does, which is the diamond sell thing. And that's not accurate, right? Because that's just diamond. It's not covering things like Amazon,
International,
Barnes & Noble, right, overseas and things like that.
Digital sales.
So that was a long answer, but there you go, man. I hope to get them too. Yes, and War of the Realms is huge. It is going to be the biggest Marvel omnibus.
Over 1,500 pages, right?
Yeah, I think the closest one was what, Simonson's Store or Deadpool by what's his name? Dang it. Nope, not gonna say it. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Daniel Way?
No. Nope.
Brian Posehn?
Yes, that one. That one's huge, right?
Jerry Duggan Posehn, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be a huge
Heroes Reborn is a pretty big ass Marvel Omni too.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking of the biggest ones, and I think those two are the ones that stood out to me.
Especially that original Walt Simonson Thor. I mean, it's the same paper count, but the paper was thicker. Mm-hmm. That thing was a monster.
It is a monster.
All right, so let's kind of reel this back. So variants, how do we feel? Do we think variants are causing a strain on the industry? Is that kind of what we're getting at here, you think, Jess? Is that a kind of correct synopsis?
Well, I guess my question is the speculative, because variants, I think, are speculation based on their rarity. You have to order 100 books to get one of these variants, and it makes me nervous that stores are going out on a limb, perhaps, and ordering. And you can speak to this. Are stores going out on a limb and ordering too many and artificially propping up sales of a book just to get their hands on a variant? That's sort of one angle. Okay. And the other is, are these variants are they organically rare enough so that people buying them now might have a chance of increased value later? So let's tackle those two questions.
Interesting. Okay, so first off, let's kind of just break down the idea of what variants are. So almost every Marvel or DC book has what's called like an A cover, which is the main cover of a book. And nowadays, they at least always have a secondary B cover, a 50-50, meaning, if you order 10 copies of the book, you get 5 of A cover, you get 5 of B cover. And then you go a step further and you get into the more racial variants, like the 1 in 10s, which you have to order 10 of the A covers to unlock the chance to get a 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100. I've seen them go all the way up to 1 to 500, 1 in 1,000 variants.
Wow.
So there's those types of variants. Then, because I'm explaining this because this is all tying together. There are store exclusive variants, which is a big thing right now as well. So a store or a company can independently commission a variant cover, and it'll be exclusive to their store, their website, whatever the case might be. And then there's the variants that I hate the most, and it's the biggest pain in the dick for a retailer. And it's the unlock variants, where in order for me to get, let's say, the next Scotty Young baby cover for, I don't know, let's call it Excalibur, I have to order 250% over the number of orders I did for, let's say, X-Men number 3. So if I ordered 100 X-Men number 3s, I have to order 250% more of Marauders number 14, let's say, in order to get that Scotty Young variant. And that becomes the order all you want. So I order 500 copies of Marauders number 14. I then am allowed, and I have the privilege of now ordering the Scotty Young coverage, which then still costs me money to order as well, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, and I said earlier that the variant cover industry and the variant cover completist, whatever is going on, is what's saving modern comics today, because it is those 1 in 500, those 1 in 200 variants that are spiking the order numbers for these issues. Not just that, but really when it comes down to it, most stores, as to explain to your answer, Jess, or to your question, most stores will not go out on a limb and order a 1 in 100 unless they have 100 people that are going to buy the regular A cover, and they have probably 1 to 2 people who are willing to pay for that 1 in 100 cover, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The big variants, the big like 1 in 500s, the 1 in 200s, the 1 in 1,000, those are almost exclusively ordered by stores who do their own commission variant covers. So Wonder Woman 750 that just came out, there are 36 different stores that did their own variants.
Wow.
And when you do these variants, you have to order, it depends on the book, but let's just say it's at least 3,000 covers, 3,000 copies. So with those 3,000 copies that you order, you will then get, you know, all the 1 in 500 variants that add up to 3,000 copies. So that's where those come into play. Those are the people that mainly get those covers. And then, of course, those get marked up super crazy, and you sell them online, sell them in your store, and that's kind of your insurance policy to kind of make your money back and break even on doing those exclusive covers. But yes, I think that is what's keeping the market afloat. Regular sales of normal floppy issues are abysmal without the variant covers. Abysmal.
So I have a question about that then before I forget. Then how do smaller shops stay open, right? Because you're a Torpedo, huge store, huge city, right? And I'm talking about little towns that have a comic book store where, you know, 2 or 3 different little towns drive to go get books. There's no way, because I've been to several of these places. These places don't have any of those variants,
right?
So they're staying afloat basically on like just people that shop there that like to talk comics, and that's it.
Most stores don't really survive on new comics. I think new comics are there to kind of pay the overhead. That's how you kind of keep your lights on, is with your pull customers and new comics. Most stores today, if you walk into them, they have some kind of supplemental income coming in, whether it be
of
gaming,
course, toys and
pops,
cards,
Magic the Gathering, Hero Clicks. I mean, even with Torpedo,
Pogs.
Pogs, sure. Even with Torpedo, we don't live off of new comics. I mean, we do really good with new comics. We do really good with our variants. But when it comes down to it, it's the CGC books, it's the back issues, it's the Silver Age books, it's the live sale on Instagram that I do. It's stuff like that that is what really makes the profit for a store. So most stores, the new books are there just because you kind of have to have new comics. And then it's kind of everything else is supplemented by T-shirts and gaming and pops and manga and trade paperbacks and omnibuses and stuff like that, toys, that kind of stuff. That's the supplemental income that keeps stores afloat.
Interesting. So to answer Jess's question, I don't know, man. I came here to talk about Omnis.
I think it's worse. I think the variant thing is worse now than it is any other gimmick from the 90s. Because in the 90s...
Oh, yeah. In the 90s, we flipped out when there were 13 covers to Gen 13.
Yeah.
We flipped out. We were like... Because I remember I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Ain't no way in hell 13 covers are going to sell. And you just said 30 to 30 exclusive stores. Yeah, but that's not that bad, right?
Right. This is one issue, though. Or I'm sorry, it's one cover.
Well,
the same cover everybody got.
There was a special gold one, right? Like a
special...
special...
there was they did like 400 things too as well, but it's not as rapid as it is today. There wasn't 8 covers to go along with this, a part of the ratio variants as well.
Now I don't do the CGC game, right? Like I know that you do, and I know Jim Mint does, and there's a few of my followers that do.
Sure.
But I don't. And I find it really odd, like what Jess just said about the first appearance of a character in Lois Lane, what was it, 6 or whatever, right? How do you know which cover to get? Which one counts as like, right? You got a 9.8 of the first of issue 6, the standard edition, but it's not worth as much. Who's setting the bar up for like those kind of prices? Is that eBay? Is that the market? Is that demand? Right? Like, because there's so many variants out there. Like you just said, like there's a store variant that could have the first appearance of that character.
Yeah,
and that's the X-Men's going to the Texas State Fair comic book.
We had 9 covers, Torpedo. We had 9 covers for Wonder Woman 750. 9. Wow. We had 9 of them. So
9.
And it did well. Like our pre-order sold out and stuff like that. So we did really well with it. It works. But it's again, to Jess's point, I don't think these variants are good investment pieces. Their value is there. It sticks around for a little bit and then it dies. Very rarely do these 1 in 500 variants kind of go up in value or even hold their value. There's that Spider-Man. God, I forgot what number it is. We have it in store. This Gabriel Dell'Otto Amazing Spider-Man cover. Forget what issue it was for, but it was one of the first
800?
variants. Huh?
Was it the 800 cover?
No, it's like 695.
Oh, one of the earlier variants.
Like that's what it is. It's one of the earliest variants. It was a 1 in 100. Back when they rarely ever did these 1 in 100 variants. There's estimated to be less than 200 of those in existence. We have a 9.4, $16,000. But that is your one true outlier.
So and then you have things like, what was that? The Jeffrey Scott Campbell variant with Deadpool, right? Like holding all the rings. If you returned all those DC comics. Yep. Remember that ridiculous thing? Like how do you even wage that? That's just crazy.
Right. Yeah, and then that's something a store has to strip all of those.
And you said
Night covers. It was
Blackest Night covers. And you said it. Like like I said, I don't play a CGC game, but I know that when I used to go to conventions right after House of M, like a year after House of M, those variants, they were still hot. You know. What
behind you right there is a pretty hot book too. That Disneyland one right behind you, that Ramos cover.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's a big one.
I've seen people really CGC that, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay to get that CGC'd.
Dude, I could have got that signed by Ramos for you and really bumped that up for you and got it CGC'd.
I thought he couldn't. No, it was the Stan Lee, the Celebration Stan Lee thing that they can't sign. So, right, like, there's all these things that. Okay, like let's go back to like the first appearance of who's a character.
Right now, everybody's talking about the Harley Quinn replacement character, Punchline.
Right. How many variants does that character have? Like cover?
I think it's just it's an A/B cover as far as I know.
Okay, so then
Batman 89, I think it is. 89.
Which one is the most rare one?
Those are 50-50, so won't matter. But
I bet it does.
The Matina cover will be the one everybody wants because it's Matina. It's one of the Matina covers.
Well, I'm thinking of like what's her name? Hope's first appearance, right? Like Hope's first appearance had two covers during the Messiah Complex. It had the standard edition cover by David Finch, and then it had the Jeffrey Scott Campbell cover, which is a horrible cover. But that's the one that's sought after because it was like 1 in every 10 or 15 or something.
It's rarer, yeah.
Right, and that's the one everybody wants in 9.8. And it's so weird because, after the comic book store sells it, then it becomes this online pissing contest as to who bids on what and how much they win it for.
And here's the worrisome part about this, because again, like I said, it's the variant covers that are really keeping the industry afloat. And the thin ice of it all is these people, and I see it happen. These people who are in it for the profit, when they're no longer turning the profit from these books, and they dip out of comics, so they don't have the love or the attachment to it like we do. They don't read the books.
You're right.
They're in it for the books, or they're in it for the covers. They're in it for the profit. They're in it for the status, or the look what I got. I got a 9.8. It's better than yours.
Let's go back to what he said. There are shows that literally, like, Jess and I do our like top 10 essential must-gets for the month, right? Mm-hmm. We both do it. I saw yours, Jess, by the way. A couple of smart comics in there. But anyway, we'll go back to that later. No, in all seriousness, though, but it's based on the things that I like and read. People have shows every Monday or Tuesday, like, you got to buy this. This is the first appearance of this character. If you don't get this now, you're going to regret it. Because if you don't get it slabbed, 9.8, you're going to pay like hundreds of dollars later. Like, that's the kind of crap. And it's almost like a YouTube. A lot of it has to do with social media and YouTube channels too. Like hyping things up, like doing it. And okay, we are on shows that we do talk about, but there is a difference. You said we read our shit, right? That's a little bit different than like first appearance of a character of a comic book we haven't even read coming out this Wednesday. Buy it or you'll regret it later.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a little crazy.
It's different when these books, that I've had in my collection for years are starting to like blow up because, that's the first appearance of some bullshit character. Interesting. That's cool. I love that book. I bought it off the stand. It was in my pull box for years. And like I was saying, once these guys or these people are no longer seeing a profit, or it's too much work, or they're not getting anything out of their effort, time, and money, and they fade away from comics, then that goes away. And then that's when the thin ice is going to crack. And we start seeing not a bubble burst, but probably more of an implosion as everything kind of just deteriorates away without these people picking up these variants or these first appearances, and they're not turning a profit. Like Kiss of Death, no one cares, honestly, unless that character shows up.
I don't even know who that is.
Show or a movie, or Punchline shows up in a movie. It's not going to mean anything. It might be a $20 book on Wednesday when it comes out. But after that, you'll find it everywhere for cover price or maybe $5. Like there won't be any more like hype on it.
Okay, that is exactly what I was wondering.
But look at all the people that speculate all the movies, right? As soon as you saw, what was it? Let's use Spider-Man for an example, right? And this is where he gets ridiculous. Like as soon as you saw the trailer for Spider-Man drop, where Mysterio shows up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Mysterio. I'm from another universe." All these motherfuckers are like, "Oh my God, it's Mysterio from Ultimate Spider-Man. I got to get that first appearance." So they were all shopping for that. And then it turned out to be, well, spoilers if you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, but it turned out to be a fluke. It was a red herring. Mm-hmm. So all those people, all the first appearance of like Ultimate Mysterio.
Even currently, right now, with that Super Bowl commercial for the Disney Plus show, people are seeing little things hidden in the WandaVision clips, right? Where it shows like 2 pacifiers or whatever. So now everybody is hitting hardcore, and I'm gonna be 100% transparent on this. 100% hardcore about the birth of the twins, about the Vision and Wanda's twins. All right, there's a thing out there.
That issue.
Called, yeah, there's a thing out there. There's an app called Key Collector, and Comic Tom is on it, and Key Collector, and me as a retailer, I know what's I get that stuff so that I can stay on top of it and up the prices of these books. So, with that said, on Saturday on my Instagram live sale, I found that Wanda or that Vision and Scarlet Witch number 12, which is the birth of the twins. Mm-hmm. We had it for $8. It's going for like $30-$40 on eBay. I slapped a $30 price tag on it, put it on my Instagram sale, and it sold like that without even nobody. I had like 8 people claiming it right away. So I turned that $8 into a $30 comic instantly, because I do follow this trend of these variants and these speculation first appearances, because I run a comic book store and that's my job. But that's the game that you play, and I'm not a sucker, and I'm involved with that game. So yes, that's how that works. And if these twins don't show up, then that book is going to be like a $1 book all over again in the dollar bins, and no one's going to care. I hope that person who bought that book isn't watching, because I think they already paid. But yeah, so it's
weird what drives things now, right? Like you mentioned movies, because back when we were collecting, speculating a new issue or whatever, we really didn't know what was going to be hot unless it was like Death of Superman. Every one of us that was around buying comics back then knew to get that issue, knew to get the sealed bag, right? Because we knew it was going to be a big deal. Whether it was a big marketing ploy, didn't matter. Wolverine getting his adamantiums ripped out. We didn't know about low print runs. Mm-hmm. You know, we didn't have the internet. We had the comic buyer's guide. I know you read your Wizard. We had the comics buyer guide, or that, right? Every one of those. Look at. Let me see. Did you get yours at newsstand or?
Yeah, mine's the newsstand version. Yeah.
I had the what's it called? The mail version, right? So all the staples are off on like the ones that we got in the mail. And I hate that. I didn't get to pick mine out.
That's a $125 book now. That was like a $6 book like 2 years ago.
Right. Thank God for Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
So my question is, now this has been discussed exactly how I thought it should be. Is it
you eating ice cream, listening to Gabe and me talk?
Yeah, I put a quarter in you guys, and I could eat my ice cream and listen to a perfect discussion, because I thought it was really well reasoned and answered the question. Is it healthy for comic book stores? I'm not really concerned about the average speculator, because if you speculate in modern comic books, I think you're taking your life in your hands practically. I think it's a dangerous investment. But I'm more concerned about comic book stores holding the bag on hundreds of books that for that one variant, or over ordering for Kiss of Death, and it's worth $20 for a while, and then all of a sudden it's $1 book. I'm more concerned about the stores than I am the consumer.
Well, the thing with the stores is most stores are not ordering 100 copies of a book unless they have 100 plus people on their pull list.
Okay.
Who are going to buy it already. And then you get that 1 in 100 variant, you throw it up there for whatever it's going for on eBay, $60, $100, whatever the case might be. But you get that 1 in 100 if you're smart, only because you have 100 people on your pull list already, or you on a regular basis sell 100 copies of that book already. You don't go out on a limb and do it. And the thing is, like with Kiss of Death, most stores don't know this until it's already out. And stores have to order their books 3 months in advance. You lock your orders in 3 months in advance. And then about a month before the book comes out, it's called the FOC, the final order cutoff. You can adjust it on depending on maybe, some people in your store are asking more about it, or you see there's some hype going on about it. You could adjust your orders up and down at that point. But then the book comes out and it's like, oh, it's a first appearance. It's a random character. Everybody wants it. Then it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt the store, because you already have a customer base that's buying it. And if you have a couple extra copies, you could be that store and you could stash 2 or 3 copies and then wait a couple of weeks and price it up at $20. That's smart. It's good for comic book stores. as an immediate kind of profit sale, but I don't think it's sustainable. So that's why stores have to be cautious about it. Same with like that Punchline. I already have my orders locked in for that issue that's going to have Punchline in it. I didn't know anything about Punchline until just recently. So I already have orders locked in, and I'm probably going to have less than 10 copies left on the shelf because I have Batman. Let's say I have 60 customers on Batman. I probably ordered 70 copies of that book. So I'm going to have about 10 copies left on the shelf, and they're going to get scooped up, and and that's it. But it's sold. So our money is made. Our profit is made. We get those books at whatever our discount is, so we made our profit. No big deal. That's fine. But it's dangerous for stores to go after the 1 in 100 if you have like 4 people on your pull list or 8 people on your pull list. That's when things get dangerous and really, really stupid. That's when you get left with hundreds and hundreds of copies of a book.
There's some really good questions in the chat, and
Okay.
can you highlight Jack's, because this is an honest question. It's talking about the sponsor tonight, but just in general, of course, because there's no way, and Gabe could tell you, there's no way they can compete with places like DCBS or IST. It's just
or Amazon or anything else like that.
Like you would have to because in Gabe, because I know the way it was, because I worked at a comic book store, but that was ages ago when we had to do pencil orders. But anyway, he could tell you exactly the amount of discount that you get on those books depends on how many copies of those books you get. So if you just get one for that one guy that wants it, I think you're gonna probably end up you're not gonna pay as much as the discounts that we get at IST, but still, it's ridiculous. In order for them to achieve that kind of discount, they're gonna have to order a ton.
Right. And at the same time, LCSs probably have a bigger overhead than probably IST does. Because IST, I don't know their workings, but I would have to assume they have a warehouse and they have, their staff. Where, comic book stores have a lot more going on with overhead and insurance and lights and staff and insurance and all kinds of other things that I can't sell a book at 50% off when I ordered that book and I paid 50% off for it. So stores don't get that big of a discount than like IST does, because IST orders tons more. Same with Amazon. Amazon
is a book. I mean, Jesus, it's a warehouse. Like they don't need Diamond.
Yeah, it's the same as
they
like
don't
Walmart.
even use Diamond.
It's the same reason that I don't carry like action figures in my store that often, because Walmart's across the street. We're in a shopping center at Walmart, and you can find a Marvel Legends at Walmart for $15. But for me to make a profit off of it, I have to sell it at try to sell it at $25, and that's not going to fly, because anybody's going to be like, screw you, I'm going to go to Walmart and get it for $20, because Walmart has 16,000 stores in the nation, so they probably ordered 30,000 copies of that toy, so they get this huge discount from their supplier for ordering 16,000 of that toy. I ordered 2. I get 0 discount on it, so I can't compete with that. Same with in-stock trades. I'm not throwing any information out there, but I probably get a decent idea of what IST's discounts is versus my discount at the store or any other store. My store's discount is probably a little bit more than your average comic book store, because
but you had a big ass store though.
Well, we order a lot, especially with the variants and stuff like that. Like I said, we did 9 covers for Wonder Woman 75. That gets us some clout and some extra discounts. But it still isn't enough where it's like, yeah, sure, I could sell this omnibus, this $100 omnibus at $60, at $40. That's not going to happen.
And the thing is like you can't even fool kids anymore into buying something, right? Because automatically they're going to pull up their phone and like, let me check this shit out on Amazon.
You know how many times people come
right in front of you, like, let me check this shit out.
All people come to the store and go, do you price match Amazon? I go, no, I don't price match Amazon. Are you crazy? I can't do that. Sorry, and I also can't offer you like no tax, and I can't also offer you 2-day free shipping on stuff either. So it is what it is. It's a new world of consumer and new world of industry and e-commerce that we have that we never had before.
It is
so
a tough
the smart stores, do it. Stores, I still sell omnibuses at my store at either full price or my pull box customers get 20% off, and that's the best we can do. But they still do it because it's that immediate. I got it now. It's I'm supporting Gabe. I'm supporting the store. I'm supporting Torpedo and all the other customers. I'm supporting John, and I'm supporting the community where I can go in there and I chit chat with other friends in the store. So there's that aspect to it. But all in all, if it was me and I wasn't working at the store getting the discount I get at, I'd be ordering everything off of like IST and DCBS. I worked at another comic book store in town that didn't give me a decent discount, and I ordered all my omnibuses, all my trades, all my floppies off of DCBS because it was a better discount. And that's just life. Like, you have to play smart with your money, and you make your choices where it is. So, but that's why stores, you have to pay attention to your sales. If you don't have 100 people who buy copies of Batman, then you don't order 100 copies of Batman, and you don't get that 1 in 100 variant. That's just simple, just basic, business smart.
Isn't that? And sorry to interrupt. Isn't that 200 variant expensive though? How much would you sell that variant for?
It would have to be, honestly. We look it up on eBay the night before, on Tuesday night before New Comic Book Day, and what it's going for on eBay, we price it up at. So a 200 depends, because here's the thing.
That's the difficult part of pre-ordering, though. You don't know how much it's going to go for, right? Like Gabe was saying.
Here's kind of a crack that we fell into. So we ordered all those covers for Wonder Woman 750, right? So with that, we got that 1 in 100 Jim Lee sketch cover for it. Okay. But sold at 36 other stores that did ratio variants, got multiple copies of it. So we were like, oh, sweet. We'll be able to sell this at $125. The day it drops, everybody that got their own variant, every store that got their own variant was out there selling it at $50. And we were like, shit. So now we got to sell it at $50 or less. So you run into that too. That's why I can't tell exactly what a book is going to cost, because it might be like, hey, nobody has this 1 in 200 variant, or everybody has this 1 in 200 variant, and they're all trying to get rid of it. And we all have to kind of compete with that price that's already on eBay. So that's how that kind of works.
There's a comment in the chat that I really like.
Which one?
From
tomorrow?
Yeah.
This one?
Jess is like the proud father watching his Latino son collectible things.
I think this has been a great conversation.
I think he needs to call it. I think he needs to refer to it as illegitimate Latino sons.
Well, I know.
So what we do now. Somebody, and this was a really smart comment.
Which one was
N-Man 40? It's at the 835 mark. He starts it with Omar practically every comic from, if you want to go up to 835. That one,
There it is.
Was overhyped. My dad would come home from local comic book stores on Tuesday and Wednesday with copies of crap that we never heard of since the owner would hype it up. And that was the difference back in the 80s and 90s. If you did go to a comic book store, it was the owners and the people that would work there that would hype up the books. Like that's kind of like what the internet has done now. Instead of you going physically to a shop where everybody's hyping up, this is going to be the hot book. These people are, and some of them don't even have. And some of them don't even have comic book shops. They're just kind of taking shots at whatever, Because
people go to the store on Wednesday. They stand in front of the new wall. They bring out their phone and they bring up these YouTube channels that say this is the hot book to get this week. And so it'll be like 2 or 3 people watching these videos going, okay, I gotta get this, I gotta get this, I gotta get this, I gotta get this. And it's the same difference. It's before it was the store owner hyping things up. Now it's YouTube influencers telling you to hype things up.
Well, the store owner had to hype things up to pay the bills, right?
Well, because the store owner had
100 copies,
20,000 copies,
75. Yeah. He's like, crap. I gotta get rid of these.
Back then, people would buy 100 copies at a time. So I mean,
I remember. Yeah, I was guilty of that. I think I bought all those shitty Valiant Gold. Y'all remember the Gold Valiant?
What do you mean?
Oh my god, dude, the Valiant Gold. Like they actually use gold on the covers.
They still do that.
like, what was it? Unity. Oh my gosh, I lost so much money on that, and I swore never to buy another variant, and I haven't. Like, I don't, unless like I get them cheap on the cheap. Like, I don't buy variants.
No, I don't either. I mean, if it's a cool cover that I really like, I go, yeah, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to spend $25 for it.
Yeah.
That's what sucks, because sometimes it's like, oh wow, Joe Matt, like you hooked me up, Omar, with that Joe Matt cover for House of X or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was a cool cover, but I mean, going out of my way because people they go out of their way to find these things.
And that's the thing, is there's not a lot of comic book stores out there. There's lots of people who probably don't have a comic book store within 3 states of them.
Omar needs to up smash it. I'm wearing a Hellsing shirt. That's badass. And if you don't know what Hellsing is, it's getting a deluxe edition come July.
That, dude.
All you motherfuckers are gonna know what Hellsing is. So you were thinking of Deathmate, Omar. Unity was great. No, Unity was awesome. But the gold version of it, like, I think I paid like $75 for it. I don't know what it goes for now. It can't go more for like $10, I'm sure.
I remember, this is my favorite cover of all time. This variant cover for Prophet number 4. I remember doing a ton of extra chores to pay $60 for this.
Whoa!
Wow,
it was the first Stephen Platt.
His first cover,
yeah.
I paid $60 for it, and now it's probably like I find it all the time. I sell it at the store all the time for like less than $5. So whatever.
Wow.
But again, that was you didn't have the internet back then to compare prices.
No. We had Dr.
wanted $60 for it. I mowed yards. I did extra dishes, and I washed cars and all that shit to get it.
What was it? I missed out on Spawn number 4 with the coupon, right? And only one guy around me.
So you get the Image 0?
Right. I didn't even want the shitty book. I just wanted the damn books because if you had Spawn number 4 without the coupon, you were gonna get beat up in school. Spawn number 4 with the coupon, you were one of the cool cats. But anyway, I had to drive around. I found it at a flea market. No idea, because it literally just dropped that like month. No idea what it was worth. I think the guy asked me $20 for it, and I'm like, sure, that sounds reasonable. I'm sure I can probably find that in dollar bins.
$20 is $20.
Right, because people back then were. Now it's different, right? Now it's eBay. Now it's like, well, let's see if this is accurate.
Yeah, let's see what it's going for right now.
So,
and that's because people don't have comic book stores, so you have to go to eBay a lot of times to find these.
Well, and you have to watch, like, who's the guy that everybody's talking about, Comic Tom?
There's like Comic Tom, or
there's a couple of other people that speculate what's hot, like what's going to be hot.
Yeah, there's like TiVo. He's a good guy. I mean, they're all good guys. They're out there just they're helping people.
Oh, right, absolutely.
Who want it, and it's people out there who don't know because they're just not in the loop because they don't have a store. Like, if you don't have a store that you go to on a regular basis, or at least not a good store, because if you go to a good store, then they would tell you this is a book you need to get on because it's really popular. It's a really good book. This big thing is coming up. They'll tell you ahead of time and tell you to put it on your pull list and to pre-order it. If you don't have that every day or every week interaction, you have no other choice but to try and find that on Instagram or YouTube these days. Same with us. I mean, people come to this show a lot, especially here on Mondays, because they have nowhere else to go to find out how much a book is going to be on IST. And then people take our information and make their own YouTube videos on it later. So it is what it is.
Jess, you better own up to that too.
It's okay if one of us do it. If we made our own videos,
I'm just kidding, guys.
That's cool because that's our information. But
I share information with you all.
There, exactly, but you're a part of the show. But when it goes to the outside, either way, it's totally off topic. But yeah, but that's how things work today.
I want to interrupt because Tyler's avatar pick is amazing and I love it.
Really?
Yeah, look at that. It's like Chris Angel magician type thing.
I
don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but it looks amazing. And thank you for the compliment.
Conjuring up a demon or something. That's cool.
Yeah.
But again, and that's also why I'm able to do these Instagram sales because there's people don't have comic book stores that have back issues and stuff like that. So you kind of got to go where you got to go.
Well, and it's always been a thing with any company that as soon as they sell you a book, it's out of their hands. They don't make any money out of back issues. Marvel, DC don't give a shit what you're selling those back issues for because they've already sold you the book.
Yeah.
So they need to keep you buying new issues.
Yeah, and then the new issues is what that's how you create like a return customer base, is finding people who or getting people to read these books and become engaged. Getting people to buy a 1 in 100 variant, that's cool. You made money off of that variant. That 1 in 100 variant paid for the rest of those issues that you bought. So if you do get left with an extra 20, 30 copies, no big deal. You made your money on it. And that's just extra. That's just gravy.
But the fact that you have to pre-order it makes it so difficult because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
you don't know if you're going to get stuck with a variant that's only $20, even though it's a 1 in 100.
Yeah, and there's times where you go, you know your customer base like we do, and it's like this fool. They're going to want this book, and I don't mean fool. That I think they're idiots.
I know what you're saying.
That's what I say.
I know what you're saying.
But I know this customer. Dennis, Mike, and Thomas. They're going to want this book, so I could order enough because I know they're going to want it. And they buy it, and I might get left a couple extra copies. No big deal. I made money and profit off of it, and I have extra copies left over and sell later. Who cares? But that's if you can play it smart. That's if you know your customer base and you talk to your people and you're smart with this stuff.
Well, you got to build that rapport too, and that takes time.
Exactly.
Jess, did we cover everything?
Yeah, I think this has been a great discussion, and I appreciate it. I think we touched on all bases.
So you're gonna go CGC that first appearance of Harley Quinn. What's her name?
Punchline.
Yeah, you can go find that
next week on the 19th.
You better drive around all over Baltimore trying to find your variants, man. CGC,
no.
baby.
No. That's not. That was 2019, Jess. 2020, Jess is not doing any variants. Peace and love, no variants.
My favorite,
unless they got Emma Frost on them,
or that's Adam Hughes,
or Magic.
Well,
or Magic,
yeah.
Okay. or a lady that's half dressed on a cover.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, nobody's here to judge you, dude. No one's here to judge you.
My favorite variant was the one that Jess got me for the Mira limited series.
Oh yeah,
I still cherish that. It's my favorite variant of all time.
Is that the art germ one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
And didn't it have something special going on the cover besides the art?
It was like silver foiled, I think.
Yeah.
I like that Gabe and I share the same account. So when he
do you guys have the same account? Did he forget his password?
I don't know what happened, but yeah, when he silenced his thing, his cam, my logo shows up. Yay, free promo. Thank you. Everybody subscribe.
What was I gonna say? Well, let's speaking of speculations, let's talk about some of these books that are gonna go out of print on Tuesday. These Omnis, let's look at the solicits. Where's he at?
I don't know where he went. Gabe, you there?
Before he returns, somebody was asking about TKO. They wanted to know what their model is.
Yeah. TKO will sell you an oversized trade paperback that has all 6 issues in it. They also release all 6 floppies at a time, and then they will release 6 floppies in a sort of carrying case or a special holder display case. So there's 3 things that come out all at once and digitally. So you can get it in an oversized trade paperback, or you can collect it in floppies, depending on which format you desire. So that's the TKO model. And I've heard a lot of people say they think that's where the big 2 should head towards that model too. So I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Or you can be like that new publishing company, Bad Idea, that it will not do collected editions and will do a strict one per person on order, no digital and whatever all that stuff was that they were doing.
The next TKO wave, it's not confirmed, but I think it might be late summer, something like that.
Oh, okay, good,
cool. Thanks, Gio.
Something like
All right, let's do solicits and hype some books up.
Wait, let me do something real fast. I know we're not going to do hauls or anything, but I need to do this because I got a big thank you. From Raul, fan of the show. Raul, thank you, sir. He sent me all 8 volumes.
That's awesome.
Of Pluto.
Nice.
Out of thin air, out of nowhere. Just one day I got a package. I'm like, what the hell is this?
This is what the
either
movie
Anthrax
Pluto Nash is based on.
It's either Anthrax or cat litter, and it ended up being Pluto, which is amazing. So yeah, he sent me all 8 volumes. He said he sent all 8. He knew I had volumes 1 and 2, but he wanted to keep the set together, and I promised to keep the set together. The volumes 1 and 2 I have, I'll probably just trade it back into the store and get something else instead. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am touched and humbled, and I can't wait to get into this awesome universe. And what I heard, like Omar said, it's kind of a Astro Boy story that's a little bit more dark and gritty and gloomy. And
it's my favorite one of his books, man.
Oh, fantastic.
Everybody said that this is like the greatest thing that Urasawa Tezuka has done. So all 8 volumes.
Well, it's based on Tezuka.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Kurosawa's the other guy's name. So it is based on Astro Boy. So you're in for a treat, man. It's really good. Let's do some solicits.
Okay.
And I agree. It's awesome.
Somebody gonna share the?
Yeah, I'm gotta get ready.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at now?
Johnny said the manga commercial break.
Oh yeah, because it's Manga Mondays. But yeah, we weren't doing hauls or anything, but I just had to. I couldn't go without saying my thank you for such a kind.
Oh sure,
of course, that's awesome.
Absolutely, that's important.
All right, now you got to review it on the channel.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I just have to just read through it first.
Woohoo!
All right, so let's just cut through all the crap and let's just get down to the Marvel DC side of things because there's really not much else to talk about. No, I'm kidding.
Guys, What's Michael is awesome.
Let's do the full thing, because there's an art book that I know Omar wants.
So
yes,
and here we go, everybody. What the hell happened here? This is the solicits for books coming out this week, February 12th. You will be able to order these books from our incredible sponsor, InStockTrades.com, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and you could chop it up to whatever time zone you're in, and we'll talk about the discounts, the 50% off books as well. So we're going to start off with Dark Horse Comics with the Art of Mana hardcover.
Yes, yes, sir. All over that.
Disney's Cinderella Story of Movies and Comics hardcover. Dreadful Ed and Mary Scary. Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs.
So I read this because I was doing an overview of it. It's a manga adaptation of it. It's actually pretty wicked the way it's done. It's a nice little hardcover. I don't know if you all like Wes Anderson. I figured Jess did.
I did, yeah. I love
Jess,
that.
and you need to get the next book. What's Michael?
What is this?
So that is a manga. It was originally published in like 11 volumes here in America, but it's one of the rare mangas that they decided to keep left to right.
Oh,
and it's about a cat named Michael, and it is freaking awesome because
look how the cat's all just strutted up here on the rooftop.
So there's only going to be 2 volumes. It's going to be this, and then volume 2. This has over 500 pages, man. It is so worth it. It's funny, it's lighthearted. Like sometimes like he's a pet to a family of Japanese people. Sometimes he is part of the mafia. So it's like it goes through like different lives. So it's pretty cool.
Does this orange cat have any strong feelings towards Mondays or lasagna?
Yeah,
no, he does not.
Okay. And then IDW this week has Marvel Action Avengers Book 3. This is really cool for young readers. Same with Marvel Action Spider-Man. And my and Gio's favorite is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Volume
Sonic.
5. God, I didn't believe there's already 5 volumes of the series out already. And then Star Wars Adventures, Volume 8. So all of IDW this week is really good for young readers. You want to get your kids.
Mhm.
Stop for a second.
Hmm?
I'm gonna highlight something. A couple of weeks ago, somebody was asking why is IDW having financial problems. Look at every single one of these. They're all different IPs from different companies,
They're all licensed out,
right?
Yeah.
Like you got Genesis, you got Sega, Marvel, or Disney now, but there's no original content from IDW being published this week as far as collected editions.
How long until Marvel buys out these IDW, you think?
Dude, if they did that, Omnibus. That's all I'm saying. Omnibus incoming.
Interesting. Yep.
All right. And moving down to DC, we have the Animal Man trade paperback volume 1.
Yikes.
Batman Dark Knight Detective trade paperback volume 3.
Yes, sir.
Billy Batson and Magic of Shazam.
That looks
trade
cute.
paperback volume 1. Black Hawk Blood and Iron, if you're a Howard Chaykin fan.
That is your first 50% off book this week.
And speaking of variants, we got a DC poster portfolio from Joshua Middleton with that awesome Batgirl cover. That was a huge, huge variant when that came out. Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls trade paperback. Justice League Corporate Maneuvers trade paperback.
That is also 50% off.
That's some good stuff right there. I think that's Justice League. Is it quarterly that's collected in there? Hopefully this will all be part of the omnibus. Yeah, it's Justice League quarterly from the 90s. Oh, there's some good stuff. And it's got Adam Hughes on covers. Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis, man.
Yep.
Stuff was solid. And He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah.
Carl's Story.
No.
Adam Hughes.
Yeah, sure. Moving on.
Bob Smith.
No, fools. Let's keep going.
Derek Robertson.
That guy.
Yeah,
We shared a shower together.
I love Derek Robertson.
What is this Swamp Thing book about?
This is Tom King's Swamp Thing. If I'm not mistaken, there was a hardcover released of this.
Or
last
is
year.
this isn't the Walmart book?
It's this stuff right here, yeah. Yeah, I think there was a hardcover released last year.
Oh, okay. I see what it
so
is.
it's the softcover edition then.
Yeah, it's the Marvel. It's the it's the Walmart books. That's the Swamp Thing Giant 1 through 7, and then a bunch of the one shots that were coming out. That winter special was awesome. Young Monsters in Love was pretty good, I heard, and Curse Comics Cavalcade #1. So it's a bunch of the one shots, and then the Walmart series.
I want to read that.
Walmart series. I love that you call it that.
Well, that's where it actually kind of started.
That's what they should rename this collection. The Walmart years.
The Walmart edition.
Wonder Woman by George Perez, trade paperback volume 4, and Zatanna, House of Secrets.
Ooh.
My wife and daughter reviewed that. Thank you very much, Green Laser. And they both loved it.
It looks like a cool, like all ages kind of book.
Like they both love that it's a little graphic novel.
I like how welcome spelled backwards on the floor mat.
I like the sound of it. It's got my girl Zatanna.
Yeah,
It's
but
not drawn by Adam Hughes, though. It's just like
she has no leggings or anything, or
a little different.
Yeah.
There is a variant by Adam Hughes in Art Germ. I'm kidding. That would be so weird.
Yeah.
All right, so moving into Marvel, we have Arrow Volume 1, Before the Storm, trade paperback, Age of Conan, Valeria, The Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, Secret of, what is that?
Petrified Tablet.
Okay. Black Panther Visions of Wakanda hardcover, the Black Widow Epic Collection, Beware Black Widow, and the reprint of Brian Michael Bendis' Daredevil Omnibus Volume 2.
Nice.
That is 50% off.
And I will add this. People have been asking me on my channel, and I think they've asked in the Facebook group, what are the odds of that book selling out like the first one did. So the first one just went out of stock. And,
it's back now. It's been back.
Right. It is. It's back. It's not out of print, but it sold so well that it went out of stock. I will, and Gabe can attest to this. I will 100% guarantee that this is not going to have as many copies as Volume 1.
And
just
also,
because it's a Volume 2. It's just,
not as
that's
many
just the way they
copies.
do things.
Yeah, and not many copies are going to sell unless people can get the number 1 as well.
Right. So that's why they anticipate and print lower numbers on Volume 2s.
Because the Volume 1, the first print of Volume 1 was sold out for years. Volume 2, people were still able to get for a while. So
yeah, I think I got it through the Barnes & Noble glitch.
Yeah. And then we got Dawn of X trade paperback Volume 1. I want to touch base on this real quick. Because all it really is the number 1s of all the new Dawn of X titles.
Oh, right.
So
this is a pretty unique way of collecting books because you can get it this way or you can get it with each of the individual series volumes. So this reminds me of the cross-gen stuff that they used to do. Like all the number 1s and number 2s were collected in one trade paperback.
What it reminds me of those DC omnibuses, like all the zeros and all the number 1s and stuff like that.
Marvel did the same things too. Then they would like the all 90s and all 80s Omnis.
And the Marvel Now omnibus.
Right.
Yep. Thank you. That was it. Marvel Now.
Fantastic Four: The End by Alan Davis. And one of my favorites is right here is Hulk: The End by Peter David and Dale Keown. And this also, I think it has
it does.
Future Imperfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting 2 amazing stories. What is up with that listing?
Oh, you also get Ultimate Comics.
No, you do not.
23 through 28 and Cataclysm.
Wow.
That's totally incorrect.
No, where are we?
Spider-Man No More.
Come on,
Miles
Diamond.
Powers.
You had one job, Diamond.
Yeah, so just based on the title credits, this is going to be The End, which is awesome. I love that story. And then Future Imperfect.
I agree. Both of those are phenomenal.
Life of Captain Marvel, Marvel Select hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Miles Morales, Great Responsibility trade paperback.
That's the little graphic novel.
Yeah, and then here is we're gonna be a little bit clear about this. Miles Morales Omnibus. This is basically Miles Morales Omnibus Volume 2. Mm-hmm. This is not the reprint of the first Miles Morales Omnibus. This is the after Secret Wars era.
Okay, so this is Volume 2.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's what I thought. So this is not a replacement for
that. The replacement is out in June.
Yeah, that'll be coming out later. The one that had the bad binding, that reprint's coming out in June.
Okay, so this is Volume 2.
Yes.
Okay. That's 50% off.
Awesome.
Nice.
This is good stuff also. This is right after Secret Wars.
So it's like 616 miles.
Yep.
First Omni, Secret Wars, then this Omni. That's the reading order.
Yep. I just wanted to be clear on that because I know there'd be a lot of questions about that. Then we got Dr. Aphra Volume 7, Star Wars Target Vader, and the reprint of the Ultimates Omnibus by Mark Miller, Brian Hitch, which does not include the better Ultimates Volume 3.
I assume you're just talking about the artwork.
The artwork and Quicksilver and
banging his sister.
And his sister in front of Wolverine.
Yeah, and Ultron getting jealous.
Yeah.
This is 50% off. The last 50% off book.
3 Omnis. That's awesome.
This is a great. This is good. All things aside of the Ultimate Volume 3 stuff, this is a great series. It's a little. I read it recently. I have the 2 hardcovers, oversized hardcovers. It's a little dated with some of the references. Like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Like the relevance of Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. And what's her face from American
Oh
Pie?
Yeah, she was in
Shannon
American.
Elizabeth?
That's it.
Yeah. There's a lot of references to like them in it and stuff like that. So
in 1 week, look how many Omnis you're getting, or you got like how many Marvel is printing. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe they looked at DC's catalog and they're like, I don't know, we can put them all in the first week. It's fine.
And these are two fairly sought after reprints too.
Yep. This begins the 2020, man, year of the omnibus.
Right now.
Boom Studios. We have Avant Garde Volume 2. We got Big Black Stand at Attica and Go-Go Power Rangers Volume 6. And then down here is
Here we go.
all the fun manga and other categories.
Jess, and your high-end graphics you have over there, Jess.
Nice. Let's see. Arifureta. Beyond Clouds looks interesting. I want to check that out. It's kind of.
I like. How's Ballad of Yaya? That looks cute. It looks like it's a small format.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that, Gio?
No idea what that is.
All right, let's keep going down.
Brave Tuber is isekai manga about their version of YouTube, and they like do dungeon quests and stuff, but they upload their videos to their Brave Tube instead of YouTube to get more views and stuff. Bungo Stray Dogs is pretty popular too.
I'm afraid to scroll down any further.
There's Dr. Mirage. You get that, don't you, Jess?
I'm interested in finding out more about this. The first hardcover was great. That was one of the first things that Valiant put out, I think.
Given is a new one that's based on the anime about boy band rock band or something that's forming up.
What about
Boys Love
manga over here?
Go ahead and click on Destiny Lovers. I need to talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Too hot to handle.
Too hot to handle.
So just making sure, is that pixelated? Okay, carry on. That's it. That's all I was gonna say.
Apparently, this manga from the cover looks like it's based on wet T-shirt contests. And
I don't know. I don't have that one.
No idea what that is.
Right, Gio.
Sure.
What
else? Hope from Source Point Press. Cool.
Yeah, so that's about a mom who moonlights as a superhero.
Nice. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? That's an excellent manga that I highly recommend. You're going to have a fun time. You're going to laugh, and it'll motivate you to do exercise.
This is about weightlifting and stuff, right? I think I heard Ryley talk about it. I might check this out because of my whole
It's pretty funny. It's a girl that wants to get in shape, but she loves eating, and they show you the best foods and the calorie counts and all that stuff. But eventually, she befriends that character over there, and they go to the gym and all that stuff. It's pretty funny.
I'd be interested in that.
How to Train Your Devil. I don't know what it is, but I like the cover. It's funny. I survived the sinking of Titanic. Oh boy,
that's awesome because if you go to the Titanic museum here in Vegas, it's like a whole theater production here in Vegas for the Titanic that you can go to. That you go and you act like you're a part of the show as like an immigrant and all this kind of cool fun stuff, right? And then at the end, you go kind of like you do at Disneyland. You go through like a gift shop and you can find all this really cool Titanic swag and merchandise. And one of the things there is a coloring book where you can draw people drowning in the ocean.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. What?
Yes. It's the coolest thing ever. I just want to give it to my kids, but here, you want to draw some people or color some people just drowning in the water and falling off the ship?
Is Leo on there in the book? I'm asking for a friend.
No, it's him on. It's the woman laying on the piece of wood where they both could have laid on it together.
So you don't recreate the scene where he's drawing Kate Winslet?
Oh my gosh!
All right, what's next?
And coming up next is interspecies reviewers.
Oh my God! Don't. I mean, if you want to click on it, but don't click on it because I know what this is about.
Is this one of your furry books, Gio.
It's
one of your furry books.
It's an ecchi manga that's all about sex.
I know what ecchi means.
Literally, the plot is about brothels and sex, and there was a controversy with the anime because it's borderline almost hentai, and Funimation
where her
pulled it out of their stream, and it was a whole mess.
This devil chick. I want to know where her tail is going.
Yeah,
looks like it's going right into the backside of this horse lady.
The manga is about a group of adventurers that want to have sex with every single interspecies and do like a review thing, like a blog in medieval
That sounds
times.
awesome.
Like a rating.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's really fan servicey TNA, but there's some funny content in there. But again, it's really perverted. Just putting that out there. Don't get it for kids. Yeah.
Don't get it for kids. Thanks, Gio.
Yeah. Is it wrong to pick up Girls Dungeon? I'm not a huge fan of that, but it has a fan base too.
Well, this is a spin-off, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a spinoff.
Okay.
Jughead Hunger versus Vampironica.
Is that a manga? Or is
No,
that,
that's
is that actual Jughead from Archie?
Jughead as a
From Archie.
werewolf, and
Yeah.
Veronica as like a
Yes.
vampire hunter.
I agree with that.
Oh, okay. Jess, is that you?
Vampironica?
And
Yeah.
Jughead versus Jughead.
I haven't read Vampironica, but it seems like a title I would be interested in.
I think
love-
it's a part of the same like Afterlife with Archie kind of universe thing.
Yeah. I love the name. I think it's clever.
Oh boy, the comment section. I love it. Sorry. Hey, Comey Can't Communicate. That's pretty wholesome. I do recommend that. If you want to check out a review on my channel, you can do so.
This is the kind of stuff Gio wants out of his Pixar movies. Fact.
I'm not gonna say anything. What else? Nicola traveling around Demon World. Ryley said that was fun. I want to check that out. It's pretty.
I can't
cute.
I can't keep up with manga. This is insane, the amount of stuff that's being released every week.
Overlord a la carte. That's a spin-off of Overlord, another isekai manga.
Like 12-year-old Omar would be going insane. Like all these books that are out available in English.
Yep.
Crazy.
Royal
I want to check out the
Tutor.
She-Ra book.
She-Ra. Do you remember when that first came out and people lost their shit?
Yeah,
Over
apparently
that.
it's supposed to be amazing though. Like the Netflix series is supposed to be.
I
Really,
know.
really good.
I love that art style. It looks awesome.
People are losing their shit over Thundercats Roar.
Because that looks like
Yeah.
trash. But to be honest, the first Thundercat series is also trash.
Dude, that opening is one of the best. Don't fall asleep, damn it, Jess. We're talking about Thundercats. I saw you up there.
Get more ice cream.
That opening to Thundercats is one of the greatest openings of any TV show ever.
Yeah, that's the only exciting part of any episode.
No, and then trying to figure out if Chitara's actually wearing like
Leggings?
clothing or not.
Oh, hey, Silver Spoon's coming out, volume 13. I don't know if that's the last one, but that series wrapped up. That's from the same author as Fullmetal Alchemist. It's about agriculture.
Oh, it looks
pretty
like a manga about a pizza shop.
They're all students at that agricultural school, and you learn about that business in Japan and all that stuff.
Wait a minute. Silver Spoons
Silver Spoon.
Not Silver Spoons.
with Ricky Schroeder. Silver based on the TV show that was a spin-off of Different Strokes.
No.
Now I'm showing my age.
We have a train that runs through his whole apartment. Yeah.
Skullface Bookseller. That is about a bookseller that is a skeleton and sells you books. It's a comedy manga. Let's see. Don't know anything else. Sorry.
Grant Blade is garbage.
World's End Harem. Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow. And the last two, Yari Chin Bitch Club and Year of the Rabbit.
All right.
That Year of the Rabbit looks pretty interesting. That's a drawn in quarterly
Nice.
book.
All right, Jess, let's go ahead and review the 50% off books again. For
Okay, we got the Ultimates Omnibus
Ultimates.
There you go.
and the Spider-Man Miles Morales Volume 2.
Number 2.
Volume 2 is 50% off.
Wait, what? Oh, volume 2. Got you. Go ahead. Carry on, Jess. Sorry.
Okay, and Daredevil by Bendis and Malieve is also 50% off. And then Justice League Corporate Maneuvers trade paperback by DC is 50% off. And Blackhawk Blood and Iron hardcover is 50% off.
All right.
And that would be at InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an Omnibros Live discount code every quarter. If you are ordering $50 or more worth of books and you're in the United States, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Nice.
Beautiful. Can you highlight Robert White's comment? I think it speaks to your heart, Jess. Guys all crazy for this Japanese shit making me feel old. I'm with Omnidog Daddy. That statement makes me feel young, but I'm not.
I'm the youngest one here tonight, so I'm good.
Gio's the baby.
Somebody
113
said...
people watching. Let's get some thumbs up, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is. Jess hates manga.
I do not. It's just not for me. Leave me alone. It's just
Noir Wolf. What's the
Don't
first
hate it.
rule of Bitch Club?
I don't hate it.
Nice.
Don't be a bitch.
This is gonna be an expensive week for some people.
Oh, yeah.
All these Omnis.
Yeah, luckily it was 50% off.
Somebody was asking if we had talked about the War of the Realms omnibus. For a little bit, we did. Talked about how it went from a small, thin OHC for $75 to the biggest Marvel omnibus for $125 with over 1,500 pages.
It's going to be a thick Omni.
How much is it?
125.
Okay.
So that is a huge ass book. It's going to be awesome. It's weird, right? Like I remember people complaining like, "Oh no, this is not enough. Like they need to add all the miniseries and everything." I haven't heard anybody complain about the price. It's mainly like this book's too big. They should have split it into two. Man, I had to tune out. I'm like, where do you guys want to meet? We can't meet halfway.
That's not true because those same people are buying all the fat DC Omnis, like the Final Crisis stuff, the Blackest Night. Those things can kill a person.
This will be the equivalent of what's it called? Blackest Night.
Mm-hmm.
It's over 1,500 pages. It's huge.
You can take out somebody with that. Throw it at them.
That sounds fun. I mean, the book does, not throwing it at somebody.
Oh, there's a good question. What are your thoughts on Joker winning 2 Academy Awards?
Damn it! Now I want to yawn.
Thumbs up.
Good for Joaquin Phoenix, man.
Hell yeah, I was excited. That was awesome. Plus the score.
Second person to win an Oscar playing the Joker.
Yeah, sorry, Jared Leto.
He's fine. He already got his Oscar.
Yeah.
I think it's good for him. Good for Joaquin and the lady. I think wasn't it like she's first lady to have won in 30-something years for that particular category?
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of firsts. I mean, the
Parasite movie. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yep.
Winning Best Foreign Film and Best Picture.
I read
Best Director. Holy crap!
Taka Waititi was the first indigenous person to win an Oscar.
Yeah, from the what's his people's name?
New Zealand?
No, but like the Polynesian thing.
I don't know. I don't see color, Gio.
Is he Maori?
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Wow,
That's
Jess, look at you.
Yeah,
how'd you know that, man?
That's not even a real people.
All I see is color.
I knew it.
He's the first of Maori descent to win an Academy Award. Yep.
Well, that's cool, man.
That is cool. what's going on tomorrow night on Near Mint Condition, Uncanny Omar?
You caught me yawning. Oh,
Sorry, dude.
we're doing old reader, new reader. We're doing Superman Birthright. Maddie got sick last week, so we had to postpone until tomorrow. So that's what we're talking about tomorrow. Excited to talk about that because Kristan's joining us, and so is our other co-host from Near Mint Condition, Tina, who both hate Superman. So it's going to be interesting. That was Maddie's choice.
Oh, I can't
Have they read what's that fucking book? All-Star Superman?
Maddie has. We read that on our show.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I was trying to think of some of the best Superman stories that we get people. Birthright is solid. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't know if that's one to turn people into a Superman fan. It's a great story. I love it. You know, Mark Waid, Lionel Francis Yu, but
All-Star Superman made me appreciate Superman again for a little bit.
I liked Red Sun. That made me a fan.
Red Sun?
Yeah.
Red Sun stuff.
That made me want to pick up everything else and start reading Superman stuff.
Trigonosis has a question for Geo, Gabe, and me. Any epic collection books you're into? I like the Moon Knight stuff, but it's probably getting reprinted now, but in the new omnibus. But I like collecting the Moon Knight stuff in that format.
That one's easy to collect. There's only 3.
The Silver Surfer stuff.
Not bad.
Finally, Silver Surfer is getting some more epics. I also like the Fantastic Four stuff. There's a lot of cool Fantastic Four stuff in epics that you don't have anywhere else.
I don't own epics, but if they put out an Inhumans epic, I'd get it. Just saying.
If they put Inhumans anything, you'd get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to collect. It's practically a dead franchise, anyways.
Yeah, like
Gio, let me tell you about the dark side of the internet.
Ooh, nice.
All New Fantastic Four and Strange Days are 2 of my favorites that aren't really collected anywhere else.
All New is the Walter Simonson run.
Yep, along with the new Fantastic Four stuff with Art Adams too. It's all good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Falco. This stuff's at the end of the Falco's run as well, and it leads into Onslaught Marvel Universe.
Yeah, Gio, you would love the new Fantastic Four story because it's a love letter to kaiju movies. Because Arthur Adams isn't, he's inspired by anime and manga.
Ooh, I need to read that.
One of the coolest things in there is that he was able to throw all these monsters in Monster Island that he could get away with. It's a really cool story. It's only 3 issues long.
Yeah, I like the epic stuff that they have. They don't really do a lot of 90s stuff, but when they do 90s stuff that isn't reprinted anywhere else, is really good. Like the Peter David Hulk stuff. I'm probably not going to pick up the Omnis because I kind of just like these. I like these epics.
Nice.
Same with Wolverine. If they did Wolverine past issue 100.
Yeah, Wolverine's the one epic that it's kind of interesting because epics are supposed to end during the Onslaught saga, where those volume 1s end. But Wolverine kept going, so there's a couple of Wolverine epics that are past Onslaught. So I'm sure it will end whenever volume 1 ends.
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, yeah, because they got like the 150 where you get his adamantium back and stuff like that. It's in a different epic. Same set as in the X12. Yeah, 145, whatever.
Nerd.
It's the same stuff that's in the X-Men 12 Omnibus too.
Yeah, a lot of it is in there. Gio, where can people find you? Did you already do that? I can't remember. Okay.
Sure. I mean, you can find me on my channel, We Can Geek Them, talking about anime, comics, manga, and a bunch of other stuff. Subscribe if you can.
And Gabe Matrix, how about you? Are you doing anything interesting these days besides losing your voice on the internet?
No, I mean, you can find me in the Facebook group and Gabe Loves 90s Comics on Instagram.
Nice. And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. So thank you to the chat. This has been a lively and action-packed chat. Lots of viewers. Thank you to all our viewers. Thank you to InStockTrades.com. We couldn't do the show without you. We genuinely appreciate your sponsorship.
Yes,
and, love all our viewers.
And the super chatters. Thank you.
The super chatters, right. And we love our chatters and super chatters. And that's enough chatter for me. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Hit the like button, nerds.
I agree.